How do you teach verbal consent at play parties? This is Reid Mihalko from readaboutsex.com.
It's Cathy from the intimacydojo.com. Why is this a business question? Because when I'm wearing the Sex Geek Summer Camp t-shirt, we're usually talking about business.
Well, you can hear the question and you can decide.
Sure.
I'm the leader, this person wrote in, I'm the leader of a sex-positive, inclusivity-focused community group called the Open Sexuality Collective, TOSC, and I'd like to hear your advice on teaching verbal consent at play parties, like a mini workshop or icebreaker. Thanks.
Cool.
And I consider that a Sex Geek Pro kind of thing if you're running an event.
That's a facilitator question. That's good. That's good. And someday I may be doing a whole certification program for people who want to run play parties based on the Reid Mihalko method, which was probably just a bunch of Lego from other people's awesomeness that got turned into my little Lego fortress.
I'm so glad that you're playing with Legos, but could we actually answer this woman's question?
How do you know it's a woman?
Because I saw who posted it.
Oh, I see.
So I do know it's a woman.
Mm-hmm. You know they're not catfishing you?
I don't know that they're not catfishing me.
Thank you for writing in. We love written in questions. What was the question again?
How do you teach verbal consent at play parties?
So,
and it's an important question.
Sure.
Because I feel safe when everybody in the room has been taught this.
Yeah. The way that you teach it is similar to the way that we teach it at cuddle parties, because the consent aspect for non-sexual touch and affection is the same for sexual touch and affection. Just understanding that people in general are just bad about having been taught about how to ask consent, and then you throw them in a play party environment,
and they're all like,
which is basically a 7th grade school dance on steroids, because now we're adults and we're allowed to have sex.
And there's sometimes no clothes and
all the stuff comes. So this is a longer answer, but basically understanding as a facilitator the situation that especially newbies may be coming into your event, as well as the varsity expert upperclassmen who think they know everything and now forgot all the basics, and they're interacting with the newbies like they are varsity.
Just having everybody on the same page is so key.
Yeah. So the reason I'm saying that is, as people who create spaces for people to explore sexuality of all levels, understanding what is happening for them will inform your design and how you try to solve those problems. That's why, for me, in the play parties that I throw, I like to have a big conversation, a mini workshop at the beginning of the event that is mandatory for everybody. It's not the salsa lesson that happens before the salsa event, and then you can show up if you need salsa lessons. This is we all sit through this mini workshop.
Even if you've been to 100 of Reid's play parties, you still sit through it. You
sit through it because you're reinforcing those key communication elements and techniques and protocols, so that your community is that's their second nature.
It also sets the container really nicely.
Yeah. So the way that you do it is you teach consent in a way that is pithy and exciting and engaging for people.
And if you're not sure how to do that, Reid has Design Studio coming up in a couple months where you can learn to design workshops.
Yeah, you can. But that might not be answering this question. Mm-hmm. So the way to do the consent piece is you teach it, and then you have them practice it with each other. And you can kill a couple of birds with one stone here, is that you can get people talking to people that they haven't met yet. They're now watching people follow the rules and practice them, which is having certain people feel safer because they're seeing other members of the community going through these exercises while they're using it as a means of getting to know each other, so then the group itself doesn't feel as much like they are all strangers to each other. And you're normalizing the rules and the protocols that you want the community to be using, while you're weaving the connectedness of the community. So in Cuddle Party, one of the things that we do immediately, one of the first things right after the "Hi, I'm Reid Mihalko and I'm running your Cuddle Party," is we literally say, we like to get the scary stuff out of the way right off the bat. So when I tell you to turn to the person next to you, pick an A and a B. A is going to ask B, "May I kiss you?" And B is going to say no. B must say no. Please do not break the rules on the first ice-breaking exercise. And then you're going to switch so that both people get a chance to ask and both people get a chance to say no. Ready, set, go.
And you like to add the upgrade of saying thank you for taking care of yourself.
Yeah, the thank you for taking care of yourself usually comes after. You get them to do it once because then you teach the piece of why there's the upgrade. If you give people too many steps right at the bat, they can go immediately into overwhelm, and then you have to get them out of overwhelm for the rest of the welcome circle. So you want to do baby steps. You want to be smart about how you do that. But you want to role model one. It's okay to say no, which a lot of people don't think they're allowed to say no.
And just seeing a room full of people practice it and say it to each other and nobody freaking out, it makes the primitive brain go, oh, this is a safe place to do it.
So, that's an example. And then you can lead people through more examples of how to practice consent and practice negotiation. And we're already at a 6-minute video, so I'm going to wrap it up here. But that's an example, and I would do it soon in the beginning. Mm-hmm. But now if you're running an event where people can show up later who have not participated in that welcome circle, you're going to start your container is going to be a different container and a different design. So you're going to have to consider how you get people to have those skill sets all together all at once, over and over. And yes, there will be community members that are pissed about why do we always have to do the same exercise and over and over. And there's still those same people are going to complain later. And they're usually the ones that everybody's complaining about because they're just not good at using consent, and over until those people start to get it too. Your ability to teach newbies how to do it right will often be easier when you do it well than trying to get your know-it-alls to actually have a fucking clue. And scene. Hope that was helpful. Leave some comments. Bye. I hope this business geekery was useful for you. If you'd like to continue with the brain sex, click on subscribe up here. If you want to follow me on social media, right here, ladies and gentlemen, next video below. And if you'd like your very own Sex Geek Summer Camp t-shirt, then just click right here, right now. Boop. Go ahead.